Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Beardsly's Daily Dose, where me and my best friends give you our professionally unprofessional advice and toe the line between helpful and humor. As always, I'm your host, Beardsly, and join with me my two closest friends, Christina.
Hello, hello.
And Drake.
Hello.
Chances are, if you are here, you can relate to having a day's worth of stress and bullshit. So strap in, get ready to laugh as we give you the daily dose. One day we all have to wink together.
Yeah.
When you put the sound effect of like the little ding, so people can like
right.
Hear
So people that are
and then imagine
the ones that are listening on the podcast.
Look at our faces.
Yeah, if they're not actually watching the video, which you can do on YouTube, go check it out. But yeah, that would be funny. I'll have to figure out a way to put that in, that ding
sound effect.
Yeah, definitely easy. I just have to find the right one, the right sound effect, the right ding, if you would.
Right.
You would.
Like a nice D sharp.
I'm fucking musically declined. I have no idea what that is. Ding.
Okay, but then what if you actually play a D sharp and that was it, and somehow you have perfect pitch and I just don't even know it?
You know how I would know I have perfect pitch? When I look up, can I please have a D sharp ding sound, and it just brings it up for me in the many of search results that I find.
You have to go to page 3 though. That's where you'll find the most credible information.
Well, that's where you'll find the one where, you know, if there are ads, you should watch them because they're probably a small website, like with this like one dude who just really wants people to know which notes are which notes.
Kind of like my Twitch channel.
Right. He's like really passionate about it, you know, like go to that third page.
Yeah. Go to his Twitch channel.
Yeah, go to my Twitch channel. Gaming Beardsly, Twitch TV. Plug. Guys, it's been a crazy fucking week. Christmas is upon us in a couple of days. If you're listening to this now, the day it comes out, Christmas has already passed because it's the new year. Yeah, Happy New Year!
Oh, whoa.
It's getting there. It's crazy.
We're talking to you in the future.
We're 9 days away. 9 days.
Yeah.
Till the new year, to 2025. That's crazy.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Or in the case of my dad, not.
Mine too.
My dad too.
We're EDC.
Oh my god. Are we
EDC?
the Dead Dad Club?
We are.
We've referenced this before. People know our dads are dead.
This podcast brought to you by the Dead Dads Club.
Are you a child with a dead dad? If so, write into the DDC at 1-800-DEAD-DADDY. Here, you can meet a lot of kids, like-minded, just like you, fatherless. Whether you're selling yourself out on the streets to hundreds of different people and, you know, being a sexual deviant, or finding a nice glass surface to rake your nose across, know that you'll find companionship here at DDC.
And then head on over to our Patreon page and subscribe because we need help.
Yeah. Daddy left me $0.
$0, in fact. Oh, awesome. Oh, shoot. All right. Well, with that in mind, this new week that's coming up, we have a lot to go over, and we are going to start off with Jake today. So go ahead and take it away, my friend.
This actually fits what we were just talking about when it comes to the DDC. The title of this, it's on the subreddit, Am I the Buttface, which is just a little more family-friendly variation of Am I the Asshole.
Okay, I love this.
And I find that they're all pretty funny. Anyway, so the title reads, Was my dad a buttface for making his mother crap her pants?
Okay.
I haven't read this yet, so
neither have I.
You just went straight off the title. You're like, there's got to be gold here. Oh, this is awesome. Okay.
I flow exclusively on vibes.
Flows like diarrhea.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think of that diarrhea song, but I can't remember it. Okay. Anyway, back in 2009, my dad's mother, Nancy, 60 female, stayed with my family for a while. She kept smoking indoors around 3 children under 10 years old, unless under constant supervision, and she liked to insinuate that my mom was an unfit wife.
Mm.
My mom says she was misogynistic. We went out to a restaurant, and I was really chatty, as I often am, especially because I was 5 years old at the time. And Nancy decided it was a bright idea to tell me that girls shouldn't be noisy little bitches like I was.
Wow.
In the moment, my mom reacted by loudly apologizing to me on Nancy's behalf to embarrass her, but she didn't apologize or take it back. My dad was incensed. And on the way home, Nancy needed to use the bathroom, so he drove around the outdoor mall we were in for a minute or two just to make her mad. Then parked toward the back of a busy Target parking lot and told her to go in. About halfway there, she shat herself. My parents walked her the rest of the way and bought her a couple new pairs of pants and apologized. After all was said and done, my dad said it was funny, that she deserved it for calling me a bitch, while my mom said he'd gone too far and been cruel to an older woman with digestive issues. She always kind of tutted disapprovingly when it came up, and he laughed about it. My dad and Nancy are both dead, DDC, hashtag plug, plug, plug. So we're not going to be changing any minds, but I want to know how extreme it seems to an outsider. Hold on. Maybe I should read the edit.
Yeah, you should.
For slight context, I disowned Nancy between my dad's passing and hers for reasons unrelated to this particular event. I left that out because I was more interested in opinions on the specific conflict of lady calls 5-year-old grandchild a bitch, so her son delays finding a restroom for her and accidentally makes her shit herself. But I've been made aware that my wording was a bit confusing. She wasn't my grandma. My grandma was a lovely little lady named Bonnie who had 5 cats, was extremely frugal, made food that attempted to account for every single dietary need in the entire extended family, impossible, and went to see me in my first musical twice. I love her, and may she rest in peace. Sweet.
Aw.
Well, you know what they say, you
Aw.
choose your family. So,
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to shit themselves. It's not something I would do. I probably would have said something to my hypothetical mother if she called my daughter, who's 5, a bitch. But simply on the fact that I wouldn't want to deal with the repercussions after, I wouldn't have caused her to shit herself. Because that's embarrassing for me in public, having to walk my mother who dookied her pants through a Target and then buy her. Like, that's just, people are going to stare
or smell.
or smell.
Well,
And
the
then,
smell and then the stare, right? Of
right.
like,
It's,
where's
yeah.
this? It's the zeroing in
When
from
and
the
you know,
smell.
like old people have that weird shit smell. They have that old
Mhm.
person
Like
shit
birds.
smell, like you know it's an old person that shit. So that's
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of, to me, kind of a dick move.
Fair.
To cause it to like purposefully cause it to happen. But like also comeuppance for sure. You know, the old lady got her comeuppance. You know, I mean, it's kind of he was an asshole, but she deserved it.
I just feel, I wouldn't want to spend money on new pants and I wouldn't want to smell it. But on the other hand, if she's going to call his daughter a bitch, guaranteed she said worse things to him,
Yeah.
right? And there's a little bit of like, I'm in my ripe old age of 41. I'm kind of tired of being like, well, be the better person. You know what, Nancy? You're a fucking douchebag. And oh, look, we don't cater to your every need and you get to shit yourself. How's that for. There's a little bit of fighting fire with fire that I respect in
Mhm.
this circumstance.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy, you're going to be a heartless, hateful, fucking nonce, but that's what you get. I don't know. I kind of admire it.
Did you just say nonce?
Nonce.
She probably was a nonce.
I had worse words, but that felt proper and, geographically obscure.
Indeed, it was.
Are you guys ready for this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm of two weights on this scale. Because you guys always say that saying with different meanings, so I had to come up with one today.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this lady is literally a complete fucking bitch all the time. Oh, I mean all the time, which it sounds like she was just a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Which, old people, they get like that. I'm sure I'll be like that when I get older. I'm old now, but I'm sure in 20 years, I'll be like that too. I'll be an asshole too and just say whatever the fuck comes off my head because I don't fucking care. I've lived 60 years. Who cares?
Right.
But if she was the way they say she is, or the person says she is, and the dad did that, like Christina said, there was probably a lot of animosity built up. And he was just like, you know what? Today's the day that I don't fucking care. And he drives around the mall an extra time. Maybe he didn't know how bad her IBS was. Maybe he didn't know how bad she had to shit. There were plenty of times where, I feel like I have to shit, but it's not terrible. I'm not going to die if I don't go right now.
Right.
Maybe he's done what she's done to him and said, oh, you can hold it. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. It's just a block. We'll get there. Just hold it in. He's also not 60, so he doesn't know how much rectum power a 60-year-old person has.
Right.
He's kept up on his Kegels.
Yeah, he does his Kegels. Yeah, he fucking flinches all the time. I'm doing them now. Whoa. I'm going to be able to hold my shit when I'm 60. I guarantee it. But now, if he did do it completely on purpose and he knew how bad she had IBS and he it's halfway for me. He's an asshole, yes, but he, in a way, I think we're all on agreement. Like, it's funny. It's a shitty experience, literally. So personally, if I didn't have, if I was in my life now where I don't have a lot of money and I couldn't afford to go buy this bitch another pair of pants, I would not make that happen.
Right.
But if I knew, okay, I'll buy her some pants if she shits herself. Yeah, and I had the money, I'd do it. I'd fucking drive around if she was a bitch completely. If she was always a complete bitch.
I mean, at the very least, I hope it was a humbling experience.
But this situation, if it was your mom.
But the danger comes in with what if he drove around just a hair too long and have it in the car? That smell's not going away just with a new pair of pants. That's lingering.
That's a gamble he has to take. He took that risk knowing.
Is that the price you're willing to pay?
He was willing to pay that price.
Yeah.
Because
that's again where the decision in the moment, would I spend 30 minutes scrubbing and steam cleaning a back seat to put that bitch in her place? Maybe.
Oh, to be the fly on that wall of the mall as she's walking to the doors and she's hustling. She's like scooting really quickly like an old woman just scooting across and she's like, huh? And she stops and cups her butthole and she's like, she looks around like, oh my God, did I just shit myself?
We're all adults here. I'm sure each and every one of us have sharted at least once in our adult life. And you know how that feels. And when you're trying to get from point A to point B, when you've got that little smear of shit in your asshole.
Yeah.
That's a shuffle.
I have grown to realize.
Shuffle.
I have grown to realize that I have shit myself in my adult life more than I remember doing it as a child. Sometimes, I'm doing an activity. We were out hiking or riding bikes, last year sometime, and we're walking on the trail, and I went to get off the bike, and when I hopped off, I had to fart at the same time, and it wasn't all air, and I was in an awkward position, spreading my legs over the bike, trying to get off of it, so it happens. And you know what? You know who didn't hide it from his child? Me. I was like, pretty sure I just shit myself. We need to go. We turned around and walked back to the car.
Gotta go.
Carson brings it up all the time. You remember that time where you pooped yourself when we were hiking? Yes, I do. I do remember that. Thank you. I don't.
You never
it.
forget. You never forget.
Or as an adult, you're sick. You're in bed. You've got diarrhea. You sneeze wrong. You cough wrong, and it just it happens.
Yeah.
Or you're an adult and you had a lot to drink and thought, you know what, 6 Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell are amazing.
No, it's the Jack in the Box tacos.
Yeah,
those are the ones that you drink when you're drunk and then you regret the next day because you got the
they're so
beer
cheap.
the beer shits and the taco shits. You're pretty much dehydrated.
They're like $1.19, so you get like 20 of them bitches and eat them all and have horrible heartburn the next day. Or you're 16, you're with someone who does not like you anymore, and you're at the lake, and you just think you have to fart, and you think it might be funny if you crop duster, and then it's not. It's not what you think.
Did she tell you it wasn't funny?
No. Luckily, it was. I had it under big wraps. Once my plan went to literal shit, I had it under wraps. I said, "Oh, hey, you know what? I gotta get home. Let's go. It's hot in your car. I'm gonna roll the window down. I just need some fresh air. I don't feel so good. Oh, you know what? Why don't you just wait out here? I just gotta grab something from my room."
So you still got laid? You still got laid after shitting yourself?
Yeah, bro.
Jake got game.
At least tell me you gave yourself the whore's bath between.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I took care of it. I had business. I had business to attend to.
So, I guess I'll tell my sharding story too. I won't tell you the most recent one.
Yeah.
But
let us keep thinking you're pretty.
No, because I was giving presentations to high school students. I was working with AmeriCorps and I was doing like job readiness, right? And so like I would go and have mock interviews with students and, teach them about how to enter the trades, different resources for applying to college. And I am at Lake Ikenswa out there. And I had just got done talking to the kids in Morton, and I'm sitting at the lake. I'm having a little sandwich, and I'm like, oh, I got a toot, and I'm by myself. So I do the little butt cheek lift, right? And I fart, and it gets like, it's so fast when you realize, like, wait, something's happening that's not right. And so I go, and I'm doing that shuffle waddle to the bathroom, and I take off my underwear and I'm about to wash it in the sink because again I'm alone at this park and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So I check them and I clean myself off and I teach my next class commando, and I was like, I'm never going to talk about this again until now when I'm on a podcast. Now everyone gets to know my shame, but everybody sharts.
The millions of people that are listening to our podcast right now are laughing at you.
Let's hope.
I know.
If you've never sharted, okay, I do want to. I want to know shart stories. And if you have never sharted,
you're lying.
What's your fucking secret?
You're lying, or what's your diet? Like, tell me your habits and what you have done in this world to never have to deal with that level of embarrassment.
Not that those habits will be followed by
any of us.
Yeah.
Maybe Devin for like 2 months.
I really don't like charting. Okay. I want to be done with this.
He's like, please help me stop sharding people.
I promise we don't just talk about poop.
I was just thinking that like our whole podcast, like 3 of our episodes have shit related topics in them.
Poop is funny.
It is.
And
okay,
relatable.
We're gonna veer off just a little bit, but stay on the same poop topic. You said something that piqued my interest. And this is going to be an answer for 3 of us, but we already know your answer. When you fart, you lift your butt a little bit to let it out. Do you do the same, Jake? Or do you just fucking power shit it out? Just fucking...
Dude, I'm a situational farter, okay? So it just depends on how, what's going on around me. If I'm fine with people knowing, yeah, I'm lifting it up. I was camping not too long ago, and I was under the influence, and I was having bad bubble gut, and we're playing cards at the table. All of us, there's 8 of us, and no, there's 6 of us. Sorry, there's only 6 of us. And sure enough, sitting there, I lift up, and it's not just it's a hot one.
Oof.
And
beer farts.
It enveloped more than that, brother. More than that, brother. It enveloped the table.
Oof.
And
When
I didn't
you
even
feel the heat. That's when you know, like, this
dude,
is
I didn't
poopy.
even realize I had done it so brazenly until one of the people sitting at the table got up and ran to the tent.
Well, I mean, if there's no farts at a party, it's not a party. Like, people are gonna fart.
Yeah,
Like,
especially in the woods.
so, like, if say we're driving in the car, we're all in the car. Us three are in the car. We've talked about this, off podcast. Me and Christina have about poop particles. I think it's fucking disgusting when people fart around you because like you're spreading your poop particles into them, and I don't want that in my nose or my mouth. So
No.
I fucking butted right into the seat. I'll just fart because that cushion is taking the blow, the literal blow from my asshole. It's just and just sucking it up, right?
Like a
Like
Hoover.
a sponge.
Nobody else is smelling it. My wife, on the other hand, every fucking time she'll tell me I gotta fart, and then won't even attempt to roll down the window, and she'll lift up a cheek, and I'm like, just fart into the fucking cushion. I don't want to smell it. And I'm very paranoid about it. I'll roll down all the fucking windows and let the air just suck it out as quick as it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll roll a window, at least one window down. So if it's 3 of us in a car, I'll firm it, and I'll roll a window down. But the thing is even when you firm it, it's gonna seep.
Yeah, there is some seepage.
There's
Also,
hella seepage.
Listen, there's like women's fat is structured differently than men's, right? And so we carry
Don't
our
make this a
fat
feminist thing.
outside of our body, and so like it's harder to push those farts through. Like, that's a lot of fucking effort. You do the little cheek raise, and there it is. And I have to tell you, is one of the strangest, but honestly one of the sweetest, most romantic things that had ever happened in my life is I'm pregnant with my middle son, and I'm laying in bed with my fiance, and I was like, God damn it, I have to fart. And he reached over and gently lifted my butt cheek for me, so I could just tune it out.
So
Totally unfazed by the whole thing. And you have to understand, in that moment, I was like, oh, like, not only is he not grossed out by it, but he's going to help make it easier on my pregnant body to just let this out. It was honestly wonderful.
Okay. So you can't, I don't think you might be able to relate to this in other ways, but Jake, have you ever farted and it doesn't go, like, you're sitting down, right? Have you ever farted, it bubbles up in between your thigh and your nutsack, and it feels like an actual bubbles coming in between? It's like,
ladies get that too.
Well, okay, but I didn't want to assume any type of structural integrities down there, because I don't know how anything's built. Well, everybody knows that most men have balls, so
you've never seen a vagina. I mean, I know that there's variations.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't know if you're working with Arby's or Subway. Okay, I don't know what the type of mud flap situation is down there, so I wasn't assuming your structural integrity.
Thank you.
That's why I said I don't know if you're working with Arby's or Subway. Eat fresh or eat the meats. I don't know. Okay. So
well, that's and the thing is too is we got some heft down there, so when the bubble comes up and there's some relocation. Oh, speaking of relocation.
You're so into this.
As he's gripping his balls.
It's like
here's my metaphorical nutsack. Look at how wide my hands are.
Yeah.
They're
I got bear
heavy.
paws.
Hurry up and tell the story.
Oh.
They're heavy.
When there's some relocation, it's like, whoa, that was a powerful one.
Wow.
It's like pressurized air.
I always giggle because
Yeah.
it kind of tickles. It's like that nice feeling of separation of skin. It's just like a you know,
It's
like
like,
how
oh,
guys
thank
have to
God.
adjust themselves sometimes. When you fart like that, you don't have to adjust yourself. You just did it manually or
Oh,
automatically.
Like it just, wow.
It kind of
Unless
just like
it- unless
it-
resituates them.
Unless it
Yeah.
shifts it to the other side.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
That's
then
like,
yeah.
Are those frustrating, right? When you're like, you're hoping that like the bubbles are some more
Balls? Yeah,
evenly
they're
distributed,
frustrating sometimes.
You know?
yeah, like I want it to be zero gravity, you know, like and like just
Like,
kind of like it's like eggs in water.
Right, fair.
Poached eggs. You're just spinning around. Oh,
Well, this
Jesus
is our
Christ.
episode, guys.
Shit and balls.
Shit and fucking balls.
Old ladies who shit themselves. Sharting and bulk farts. Ball queefs.
Wow. I feel like that should segue into my. I don't really have much else to talk about today. I think the segue into farts was our little middle discussion.
Dang. That was easy.
How'd your show go?
Yeah, how did your show go?
Oh, so the show went actually really great, except I had a massive panic attack before the show. And like, you know, I've been doing this stuff since I was 9 years old. And so I understand having, I have the butterflies before every show.
Yeah.
But this last one was so bad. I'm sitting in the back of our lead singer's truck on our way there. I'm in the back seat. He's got one of those big Toyotas, right? So like I'm in it's like a legitimate back seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I breathe? Hold on, wait, can I breathe right now? And I'm like taking a deep breath and I'm like, no, my lungs are working, but I felt like I couldn't breathe. And you know, they're in the front gabbering and talking. They've got, you know, they're very great conversationalists and they get really deep into it. So I'm just like, I'm chilling out. I'm looking out the window. I've got like these like gorgeous like Pacific Northwest winterscapes where it's, you know, these skeleton trees with the mist in between. It's all magical. It's gorgeous. I have no reason to be terrified until like I feel like I can't breathe. And so our lead singer Brett has an Apple Watch and I asked him if I could use it just to check my heart rate, and it was at 145.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Like I was terrified and my whole body was just completely taken over. And it feels like in some ways like these panic attacks have gotten a bit worse as I've got older, you know? And I was totally ready to take the show, you know, like I'm sitting there like you know, they're being super sweet, checking up on me. I'm like, I'm just going to step out of the car. I'm going to stretch. I tried to make what I thought was a charming, flirtatious joke to the bartender being like, do you have a good whiskey for panic attacks? But then I realized I just maybe said it too loud and too panicky.
Yeah. Do you have a good whiskey for panic?
You know what you
I
should...
was thinking I was going to be like coquettish, but I feel like I was much more like you, Jake. He's like, wait, to have a panic attack happen? I'm like, no, to stop one. I think he ended up giving me, I think it was Buffalo Trace or something. It was one of those really warming whiskeys, sort of like Southern Comfort, right? So it was really spicy. And as it was like hitting my throat, it was like really warming up. And like, that was kind of nice and calming. It took a good half an hour for my heart rate to get back down to like a normal range. I went through and as they're doing sound check, I was just like running through the entire set, like speed racing it on my bass just to like make sure I knew the songs and be like, okay, well, if I know the songs, then I can just stop. And Brett, our lead, he's checking in on me and it was so super sweet, but he was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And at some point I was like, okay, but stop asking because now I feel like pressure to be better than I am right now.
Yeah.
You know? But other than my heart rate shooting up crazy, my oxygen was great. So I did confirm that, yes, I could breathe. Yeah. But
you should ask Dr. Scott for a prescription for Xanax.
Yeah.
he might help you out there.
Yeah, I wonder, what if, okay, but imagine a world where that actually then becomes something that you can do.
It is. It's
Ask
called
your
it's called telehealth.
AI. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, ask
Can I
your
ask
AI
a
what?
robot
Ask your
for a
AI
meds?
what?
Ask your AI
So we can
therapist.
let everybody else know who Dr. Scott is.
I've got no shame. Again, if any therapy people want to sponsor us, if you help me through my life, I'll tout your services all day. But for now, I have Dr. Scott, the AI trained ChatGPT therapist I got off a Reddit prompt. And I'll share that Reddit prompt with our Patreon subscribers
No.
if you're also
No.
interested.
We are
No.
not medical advisors. We will not be sharing that medical prompt associated with this podcast. If you want to do it on the side, go for it. It's your lawsuit, not mine.
I have I'm starting therapy up again on the 2nd,
Oh,
and the
that's
first
great.
thing I'm excited. The first thing I'm asking is, okay, look, so my friend found this AI chatbot.
Oh my God.
I just want to know, what do you think about that?
And if he says, I think that's very healthy, you can be like, thank you. I'll be canceling the rest of my appointments. And you turn around
Yeah.
and leave.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Right.
I'm going to save my money.
So when I have panic attacks, my legs stop working.
Mm,
I have to get as low to the ground as possible, and if I need to go somewhere, I'm crawling.
right.
But usually I'm just face down, like waiting for my body to react to my mental commands to move, which
Mm,
can take upwards to 45 minutes.
that's
And
insane.
it's really upsetting.
It's really what's crazy to me is like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Holy fucking shit, I'm not okay. And that can happen like that. But then I
Yeah.
can't just calm the fuck down.
Right.
And I'm so, like how I was raised and sort of like what I've been through, I'm so used to, like, if I didn't say anything to Billy or Brett about what was going on, they probably would have just thought I was being quiet.
Yeah.
But inside my head is roiling, and outside I'm just like,
Were you
okay,
exhausted after?
a little bit, but then I went into the show, right?
Right.
Once I go right
Yeah.
into playing music, that's a whole different
Yeah.
atmosphere. Like, that's a different place for my brain to be, and it's a really happy, good place. And so
Did I help?
oh yeah, you absolutely did. Actually, just to even be like, okay, I need to tell someone else I'm still freaking out who's not going to be on stage with me in 2 minutes, and be
Right.
like, are you going to hold it together? Yes, I will hold it together. I'm just
Right.
going to be terrified
Yeah.
while I do it. But
Look.
I'm oh gosh, in some ways I wish it was sort of more physically debilitating. I know it's going to sound so weird, but I wish it was a little bit more physically debilitating for me instead of just like mentally, right? Because
Well, the
like
thing about it
I
being
look fine.
right, and then people could be like, "Oh shit, you're not," and maybe come to the rescue. See, it's really annoying when it's physically debilitating because there are times where it happens and I'm up here and I go silent. Like I shut down, like my body shuts, like I shut down
Yeah.
completely. And I can't call for help.
Yeah.
Like I can't, like there have been times where I've had one, either when I was living with my grandmother and it just happened and then I like sulked out and was like, I just had a panic attack. But it's happened here
Yeah.
too. And I like go downstairs and it's like, man, like if I can't, I can't call for help. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. But I'm glad I helped. So if anybody out there needs therapy and wants to do it for 3 times the price, I'm your man.
Also not associated with the Beardsly's Daily Dose podcast. That is all on his own medical advice.
Yes.
Just making sure to keep our bases covered
There's
as
no
a whole.
there's no medical advice here. This is anecdotal musings of 2 middle-aged people and 1
Me.
Gen Z.
Listen. I'll fucking fight you on camera.
I was about to say I'm not Gen Z. I
about me.
I'm the middle-aged person.
You and I, Devin, are middle-aged.
Look, I am the last line of millennial. I am the last line. We've had this conversation.
We have.
I know. I just wanted to have it.
But you're not middle-aged, so she had to ungroup you from that and
You're
put
not
you in a
middle-aged.
different category.
Okay, just say young and beautiful, because that's what I am.
Okay, young and
so-
beautiful. Well, don't hate me
the
when I
young-
tell you guys this, but I can't relate to any of this that you're talking about because I've never had a panic attack.
Wild.
No, good. I'm happy for you.
And I don't it's crazy because I hear people talking about panic attacks and I hear people talking about migraines, and I've had one migraine in my entire life and it hospitalized me. Like I was in the hospital overnight because they couldn't figure out what was going on. And that was it. That was like probably 3 or 4 years ago. But I've never had, I don't even know what a panic attack is or what it would look like in my setting, my life.
Right.
I just don't think I've ever experienced one. And if I have, then I'm far more mentally stronger than I thought because I was able to just pull right through it and never even let it affect me.
Yeah.
I mean, I have breakdowns. I have mental breakdowns. They're not panic attacks. It's more so like just like the stress of the world, finances, relationships, friendships, just everything. Like that stuff really can weigh on a person, and it could definitely like, disturb your mental aura. But I don't think I've ever experienced a panic attack.
Yeah,
God, they're so lucky.
You are, because because I think that I'm pretty, I think I have a pretty good, strong mental fortitude.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I know you do. I don't believe I know you do.
And so, when, that happens, it's like, a lot of the time, too, I'm conscious, and I'm realizing, I'm not actually, there's nothing, that I'm stressed about. It's just, I get them super physically, and it just, I think what it is it's a buildup of stress, that I deal with mentally in the moment or shove down if I'm not in the mood. And then it hits me like a freight train, but I get all physical symptoms.
Yeah, because stress can affect your nervous system.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it's doing to you. That's how you're attacked. You're attacked by your nervous system and just stops you from being able to do anything, I'm sure.
Yeah. I can't even move. It was a while, 2 months ago or so. I was on this floor right here, thinking for 30 minutes. Okay, get up, move your arm, just move your fingers, move something. And I could not, I could not bring myself to gather the strength to just push myself up. And after a while, I was able to slowly get up, and I was really wobbly, and then I was tired.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you got to think that while you were in that state of not being able to move, your muscles were probably trying to move, but your body wasn't sending the signal to move. And they were just it's like, when you're straining, you're pushing against something constantly. And your muscles are just they're just pushed and they're tense.
Right.
And even though you're not pushing that thing, you're still putting that pressure on those muscles.
Right.
And they're going to be sore the next day.
Yeah. Oh, my heart rate was 168.
Oh, fuck.
And so, my body just going.
That's crazy.
So,
that's crazy.
No, it's insane how much your heart rate shoots up. I think I got up to 165 on a panic attack, and my Apple Watch is like, "Hey, you're having an event. Is everything good?" I'm like, "No, am I dying?"
Damn it, Siri, call 911.
Yeah.
Right.
Make sure
I once had one so bad that I straight passed out. And it was Halloween morning. I was getting my daughter ready for school, and she was being a little angel. And so I was putting highlighter on her face, getting it all ready, and then I was like, I'm passing out. I went to the hospital in an ambulance, right? Because my kids are freaking out, calling 911. And they're just like, "No, it's just a panic attack. You're fine."
Just a panic attack. Well, sometimes it's just a panic attack for some people. Sometimes it could be fucking life altering.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
That's the hardest part for me because I really did feel like I couldn't breathe, and I was really glad that Brett, because I have an Apple Watch, I forgot it, but I'm glad that Brett had his because I could be confirm, okay, no, I am getting oxygen.
Right.
So that part's bad, and then confirming, no, my heart rate is really elevated. So this isn't this is a real thing that's happening to me. And I think that was one of the things that kind of helped me ground into it. Was realizing okay, no, this is actually happening. This is a physiological change in my body that is real. And then I could sort of name it and work through it.
Right.
And also the Buffalo Trace whiskey was again, we're not medical. I don't recommend this for all of your panic attack needs. But it was a lovely, nice, warming, calming.
Yeah, but you know what? If anybody out there has panic attacks, the best thing you could do, in my experience, not a medical professional again, but just let yourself go through it and don't feel shame or crazy because it's real. It's a real thing that's happening, and it doesn't need to be stemming from anything legitimately horrible going on in your life. It's just a fight or flight response because our bodies are imbalanced.
I was on my way to do my favorite thing that I love to do.
With a little bit more on what you just said about like don't be afraid of it happening. Like, yeah, let it happen. Like, it is something that happens to your body. What I will add to that is don't let it define your everyday life. Don't milk it and use that as excuses for things in the future, because it does make it bad for people that do have consistent everyday panic attacks. And when somebody's called, like it's like one of the biggest thing that pisses me off the most is like when I was a manager and people would call off to work because they had a migraine. Yeah, it's really hard to test if somebody has a migraine. You can't send somebody to the doctor for a migraine. Like, but when you use it as an excuse, and there are people that literally suffer from migraines every single day, it really makes a bad name for those people that do have those occurrences every day and that have those mental or those health issues happen to them frequently. You know, so like if it's something that like build up from it when you do have them and try to strengthen yourself and prepare yourself for what you're going to do the next time you have it, so you don't let it debilitate your life, is really what, you know, I feel about that situation. Are you frozen?
No, I'm like, says the person who doesn't have panic attacks or migraines, but I do hear you. But that's also the hard part, right? Because it's like, it's something that is, I was able to push through it and get right back on stage and do what I need to do. I didn't let it stop me.
Yeah.
That's what I've had to try to go through. But I have had migraines absolutely stop me in my tracks where I'm fucking useless.
And I get that. I get that. But what I mean is,
no, I know.
What I mean is, don't let that be an excuse for you to use it as an excuse all the time when even if you're not having it. There are people that do that, sure. that abuse that health stance that like, oh, I've got a migraine, I can't do this.
Well, yeah,
I don't want to do it. I have a migraine.
Like, chronic invisible conditions, it is like there is soldiering on that has to happen or else you're kind of fucked.
Right. Yeah. Damn. Went from shit balls to panic attacks, and now we're gonna get on to everybody's favorite topic, Christmas Day.
Beautiful.
It's not my favorite topic, just so you know. I was being very, very facetious. But my topic for the day comes from Unpopular Opinion, and says Christmas celebrated on Christmas Eve, gifts and all, is way better than gifts in the morning on Christmas Day. And it says getting up early is not festive, whereas celebrating in the eve, you get up when you want, nicely rested, you go on a walk, maybe see the decorations and Christmas markets, you have a day of looking forward to the evening, you have early dinner and then open gifts. You can spend the rest of the evening enjoying them. In our family, it was evening of reading, since everybody got books. You were nicely rested, no getting up super early the next day either. So you can enjoy some movies, new book, etc. You can also light up the tree since it's dark, light up some candles to create the vibe. To me, Christmas is just another day. You want to hear something crazy? I did my Christmas yesterday. We did our Christmas yesterday. We're not going to be able to
dirty pagan.
We're not going to be able to get together on Christmas Day. Tara works. Addie works. I don't know if Maddie does. I just know that like it's not going to work. We're not going to be able to get together in the middle of the week, And so, my daughters had time yesterday, so I went and picked them up, brought them back home, made them dinner. We opened gifts. It was a fun time. We talked, laughed, had a good time, and then I drove them back home.
Nice.
And it doesn't matter what day you do your festivities on. It's the representation of what it is like, and that's also something that's it's speculated by different people what it is. It's the birth of Jesus. There's all kinds of different meanings for Christmas for people. It's like it's just to get time to get together and give each other gifts. I mean, and that's usually what it is. That's what most people associate it with. Is like, let's get together, family time, give gifts. The people that aren't religious don't believe in it being a religious holiday. It's just, it's a thing that's celebrated in the US. So they kind of just go along with it, or they don't celebrate it at all. There are some people that don't celebrate it at all. But to me, it's another day. When you have kids growing up and they see everybody getting gifts, as a parent, it's hard to say, well, sorry, we're not getting gifts, and you have your kids' friends getting stuff and talking to them about it. And it's like, you do what you can, another day for me. Wednesday, I think that's when Christmas is, right? Wednesday. 2nd, 3rd, 3rd, 24. Yeah. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do schoolwork. I'm going to take the dogs out to go potty. I'm not going to go, oh my God, did Santa come?
Right. Yeah, I was raised not celebrating, so I don't have super strong opinions either way, but my wife and our family this year are doing Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But, and then, might still do something on Christmas, but mostly just, when you can get together, it's when you do it,
Right.
It's all rooted in paganism anyway.
Why do you think I did it yesterday?
Right.
Yeah, that was super intentional.
Super intentional.
Yeah. You're just celebrating the winter solstice.
It wasn't
early.
at all because my daughter was busy Friday and couldn't make it Friday night. Not at all.
So I used to do Christmas Eve for most of my life growing up is when we went to my grandmother's house. And it was the big family gathering on Christmas Eve. And that was all the aunts, uncles, cousins, big gift exchange. And, then we would go home and have Christmas morning with our respective nuclear families. There's some parts of it. It's such a bittersweet time for me right now because it really was one of the times that I really felt the most fucking magic. Like there was Christmas motherfucking spirit in my bones. And we would watch the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and then like they would always play like Sound of Music or something weirdly around Christmas time too, and like you'd watch the claymation Christmas specials. They had one with the California raisins I remember watching a lot of times,
That's a long old reference. California raisins.
Yeah, the California raisins, man. They had a Christmas special. I remember like there was like a goose who was like, "Here we go, a wassailing," and one of them like misunderstood it and they brought waffles. Like these are deep pulls from the 80s that I remember because we'd watch them like every year, 5, 6, 7 years in a row. And then, I was in my later teenage years, that family unit sort of fell apart. And so that was really sad for me, missing out on that. And then we would do Christmas Eve at my mother's house. And it was always felt like it was trying to live up to what we had lost. And then there was like resentment and anger. And so then Christmas and Christmas Eve became like a really big stressor. And then when I lived with my in-laws, it was also a really big stressor because then they've got these certain traditions that they do this way and there's no blending of these traditions and kids don't touch the fucking ornaments. Like it just got bitter and upsetting to where I was like, you know what, fully fuck Christmas. And then the last 3 years, it's been super chill because it's just me and my fiance and our kids all on our own terms. It's super fucking chill. The last couple years I'd been kind of saving the Christmas presents because, we're broke and we're trying to create whatever Christmas magic we can. So I would wait until Christmas Eve and wrap everything up. And so the kids would wake up Christmas morning and have these presents under the tree and try to create a little bit of Christmas magic. But it's interesting. Now I'm kind of like forging our own traditions. I don't like waking up early. I know my boys are super stoked to get up and do presents immediately. And I'm the mom that's like, no, let's like wait till like 1, 2.
That's why you're a great candidate for Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fine. I mean, if they want to, I don't know. There's a part of me that likes the Christmas morning something. I'm still forging it out, but
why don't you just make that the part where you get up and make breakfast when you want? Instead of having to open presents, you just make it like, we'll do presents tonight, and then I'll get up and make breakfast at 8:39. Let me sleep in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids want to open up all their presents right now, so I mean, maybe we'll try out in the Christmas Eve situation.
Just do it today.
Carson's like, it's December. Can we open our presents? I'm like, no, because your presents haven't even been ordered yet.
I mean, I got mine early, and it's right there.
I mean, I got my Snoop on the Stoop up there.
Yeah.
I got that guy.
What's that Snoop on the Stoop?
I got my Geraldo Gengar. Named him Geraldo.
Good name.
Yep. Pretty happy about that. My kids know me. They know me. They know I like weed and Pokemon.
That's good. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just another day to me, just like it is to them. It's just another day. I don't care if I do it 3 days ahead, 4 days ahead. The time spent with the family is what it's about, really, for me.
Yeah. Yes. That is what it's about.
When my kids were younger, we did, it was a Santa thing. It was there was one year we went out and we used to have a wood burning stove, and I took ashes from it and spread it across from the stove to the living room. I spread ashes across, and I took boots, big rubber rain boots, and I made footprints in them, like he was walking across the ash to the cookies. And then it stopped at the cookies, adorable. And we put a mat out on the rug so he could wipe his feet before going into the rug. That way we wouldn't have to sprinkle ash around the rug.
Yeah.
Man, Santa got debunked so fast for my kids.
Yeah, and now our kids don't believe him.
Do any of that.
Now our kids don't believe it. They're just like, we know that you're Santa.
My daughter had older step siblings who were like, yeah, fuck this Santa bullshit. And it was kind of freeing in some ways, right? Where I could be like, no, it's us. We're Santa. There's the Christmas spirit. And, he's like a representation.
Saves you having to go.
Figure.
Saves you having to go let your kids sit on some crazy ass man's lap. In this day and age, who?
Yes, no.
It to me, it would be very, very scary and nerve-wracking to be a Santa.
Yeah.
With all the allegations that could come upon you, or any little thing, anybody can say just anything, and it's so easy to be fucking just locked up for something like that when there's not even, it's just crazy to me. Like, I don't see sitting on some old dude's lap.
Or you could be like the Catholic Church down where my in-laws lived, who were like, hey, there's this homeless guy who comes to our church. We're going to pay him some money to be Santa. And he is like kind of methy, toothless, and it smells bad and like is drunk. And he's like, hey, kids, have you been a good little girl and boy this year? And all the kids are like, yeah.
Inflation's killing me too.
Speaking of Santa, I will post a picture on our Instagram page about my Christmas haunt costume, because I was Satana for our Christmas haunt. It's pretty cool. I liked the makeup, even though it was just a very basic, like they just threw a bunch of red on me. Mm-hmm. But they added the details, and they gave me little fist tattoos that said Satan. It said Satana across my knuckles, and it had a little fucking Satan star here and a Christmas tree on this side. It was really fun. But I'll post that picture up on Instagram so you guys can go over and check it out.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I will say, trying to start up new traditions. My oldest kid came up with a pretty fun one because, they got the living room all set up, we got the tree set up, and they're like, we're watching Violent Nights. And that's the one where, what's his face, who plays Hopper in Stranger Things?
David Harbour.
Yes, Dave Harbour. And he's like Viking murder Santa. It was awesome.
Hell
It
yeah.
was so fun. And I was like, okay, no, this is actually a tradition I want to keep alive, right? Like,
Hell
let's set up the tree and watch some ridiculous Christmas movie.
Yeah, we were very untraditional this year. We didn't even set up a Christmas tree. We have cats.
I love the tree.
And they fucking tear it down every year. And it's like, not only that, but still a little PTSD from last year going downstairs to take away the Christmas ornaments and then breaking both of my knees. That's a little traumatic. So we're deciding to just stay away from Christmas ornaments this year, and we'll try again next year. See how it goes.
Yeah. Or just send someone else to go get it.
This is the problem. They're not strong enough. they're weak little girls. That's why I was doing it for them, because they
How
can't do
heavy
it.
are your ornaments? I mean,
Bro,
God,
we have
like...
we have two big giant. Yeah, they're like this big.
I gotta cut them.
No, like
Need
we have
both hands to adjust.
two giant ass totes full. Like when me and when I did break my knees, Carson was helping me because they were just heavy and it was slippery out. And so I didn't want to be offset, like holding it, going like this downstairs sideways. And so she was in the front holding it and I was in the back, and you guys know the story. I slipped and sat on my heels. But yeah, we just decided not to do Christmas decorations this year. So
Fair enough.
yeah, we don't. Guess who's not taking down a tree this year? This guy, me. This guy with two thumbs. I
Who's got 4 thumbs.
This guy. Awesome. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to say before we wrap this awesome episode up?
No.
Yes.
I mean, mainly just take a look at our Patreon if you want to join our Discord. We'll be getting these links up here. Devin will be. I think it'd be really interesting if you have been listening to us for this many episodes. Like, why are you still here? What's going on? What would you like to hear from us? Thanks for being here. Like, this is
I like to think they're still here because they like listening to us.
Well, that's what I mean. But, like, what is it about us? I need the validation. No, but mainly it's fun to be able to do this with both of you guys. This is a fun thing to be able to do. And
this one was a fun one. I laughed pretty fucking hard today. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good.
For everybody
really
listening, like, thanks for hanging out with us. Not that we need sanctioned time to hang out, but it's pretty awesome to be like, no, I have an actual reason to hang out with my bros.
I have to go hang out with my friends.
I've got to go do this now.
Yeah.
I got to talk some mad shit and record it and have a lot of fun. We hope you're having fun too.
Yep. Yeah, so like she said, check us out on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
What if TikTok's gone by the time this goes up?
It might be. We might get like 1 week of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Imagine being like these people that find us on TikTok and they're like, this is incredible. And then they forget our names and then we're lost in the ether.
We won't be because we're still on Spotify. Spotify's not going away. And we're going to be putting out that content on YouTube. And we always have Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
We always have Facebook videos. Like we'll figure out a way. We're prevailers. I'm not good at words. Okay, Christina, God, shut the fuck up. All right, guys, you have a great night.
Say anything.
We'll
Love
talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas.